Hey there, YouTubers. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. I've been absent for quite some time, but I hope the wait is worth it. We've got a brand new build series here. It's a 2003 Honda CRV, and we're going to put a lift kit on it. It's not something you see every day, so I thought I'd film and share the process with you guys. So without any further ado, let's roll the intro and get this party started.
Right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel?
Gentlemen, boys and girls, thanks for joining back in for another video. I've been absent for quite some time, but it's not been without good reason. So I've been getting all my ducks in a row, and I'm excited to share this project with you guys. So this is going to be a kickoff to kind of hopefully a repetitive thing. I've got a few projects lined up that I've been kind of putting all my eggs in one basket and getting ready so I could, transact all at once. But they're going to come down the pipeline. I'm not going to share a lot and kind of steal any thunder from this guy in this particular series, but just know, stick around. We've got some other exciting stuff that you've seen before and stuff that you've not seen before that I'm going to introduce for the first time. So without any further ado, let's review the parts that's going to take to lift this thing and make it a little bit cool. Boys and girls, before we do the actual part review, I kind of want to tell you the backstory on the CRV here. So as I talk, I'm going to put the Carfax and a lot of the information that I've pulled up on the screen. So you won't see me, but you'll get all the details. So long story short, this is an 03. It's got 242,000 miles. It was a one owner before I purchased it and titled it here in North Carolina. It came out of East Tennessee, and it was something that was local to that area its entire time. I think it's been to the doctor more in its life than I have, which usually is a good sign of maintenance and upkeep. However, this one in particular, I feel like it was all oil changes because there's a few things that typically show themselves on a worn out or a aged CRV, especially a K-Series of this nature. And I'm going to show some of those items whenever we talk over the parts. So boys and girls, the first thing to get all this stuff situated was a bit of maintenance. So we picked up a new primary oxygen sensor. This is going to be the upstream, the first one in the system. This thing was shot, not reading altogether. So the vehicle drove excessively rich and didn't have a lot of the mannerisms that you'd expect out of something this new. So easy fix, swapped that thing out last night, and it's all ready to go. So we got that out of the way. The next thing here is whenever you have a K-Series that's either been unmaintained or it's not been excessively driven routinely, you typically have a rocker arm fault code. And a rocker arm fault code is generally a stopped up VTEC solenoid. So I picked up a new screen kit here so we can take that guy off and clean it up real good and do an oil change. And that should go ahead and get most of our stuff situated. I've got a really nasty leak here, as you can see, that I need to track down. And I need to clean off this subframe because we're going to have our hands all over that and it will get real nasty. But with that being the case, we don't like much maintenance. So back to the parts. In order to be able to put all this together, as soon as I started driving it, there were some things that I wanted. I needed a set of LED headlight bulbs. And these things were really, really difficult to put in. So as I started putting them in, I realized that my headlights were shot. So I picked up some new headlights. Somebody had broken the clip on the inside back here, and the bulb wouldn't stay in there. So we've got a new fresh set, and quite honestly, it'll change the life of the vehicle. I mean, it looks like it has a fresh lease on life now. But with that being the case, we got those swapped out. And Really, the only other like cosmetic thing is a tent kit that we're going to put together. So this particular thing will come at the end. I'll show you guys how I do that, and this is a pre-cut kit. But the meat and potatoes here is the lift kit. And the lift kit you can buy from HRG, you can buy it from probably a half a dozen different spots. And the name of the game for me is always to support the local or support the little guy. And in most of these cases, because of all this stuff going on in the world, it's hard to get a hold of people. So with a little research, I found an alternate kit to what I wanted. So this is plan B. And this is a 3-inch, 2.5-inch spacer kit. So it comes with your camber pieces. So these are your cam bolts that go in the front. And these are your adjustable A-arms that go in the rear, just like most of the Civics, the EG and the EK chassis. And then it comes with the more favorable part, and this is really the part that you gotta have. So whenever you're lifting one of these vehicles, the driveline angle is going to change a lot. This is a spacer kit to go below your subframe here to drop the angle to reduce all that bind and a lot of the premature failure that comes with axle bind on these CV axles. So this is our kit. And guys, this is pretty simple. Like if you can put on a leveling kit, if you can put on a strut, if you can, basic mechanicking skill or mindset and a basic hand set of tools, you can install this. The name of the game here is whenever you do it, I've read on the internet that it's easier to do the subframe drop first before you put the spacer kit in. And because this thing has so many miles, we're going to go ahead and replace the struts as well. They're probably original. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here that hasn't had any tender loving care. So that's what this is for. So we got our brand new struts. Those will be mated up to our top hats once we get the subframe drop kit put on. And that's going to come here in episode 2. So really, guys, the meat and potatoes and the best part about this whole ordeal is the fact that my buddies over at VMS Racing hooked me up on a set of Blackhawks, Trackhawks. I'm going to put a picture here so I don't butcher it. Anyhow, they're super sick. I don't know that I've ever seen them on a CRV before, but they're 15x8, they're plus 20 offset, and now they've got a meat look. Guys, this is a VMS Blackhawk. It is a 15x8 plus 20 millimeter offset. It's a Uni 5 lug, so 5x100, 5x114. The CRVs are the 114. They're also 5x4.5 for like Jeep wheels and I guess in a standard size pattern. But black milled, super slick. We've worked with these guys. We've done a lot on the other cars for like drag racing purposes. Put a couple of these on street cars, but never put them on a CRV and never put the meats on it. So these are Accelera MT-01. They're mud terrains. They're 235/75 15s. So they measure about 29 inches tall. So there's the size, 235/75 15. These in particular aren't a heavy duty tire. They're like a passenger tire. So they're like 6-ply sidewalls, something that's going to ride pretty good. And then in return, we won't get stuck. So that right there is the icing on the cake. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the goal for this video is to kind of showcase some of my demolition. In order to put the headlights in, we had to take the whole front end off, which was justified because there's a lot of plastic under this thing. I'll show you here. But once you get it tore down, the install is actually pretty simple. So stick around. If you follow me and have already subscribed, I appreciate it. You guys, this is like a 3-year running ordeal for us. So I'm going to try to get back in the swing of things, but episode 2 is right around the corner. I'm doing this of the evening after my full-time job. So just kind of bear with me. If you guys shopping for a used car, check out RC Motors there. The website I'll put on the screen, but lots of Subarus up in the high country and a lot to choose from. If you guys have any questions about any of the products, leave me a comment below. I like to chat with you guys. Send me a DM on Instagram. And I'm going to show you this plastic and all the paper clips, pop clips, plastic clips, nuts and bolts and screws that I had to take off It was ridiculous. And we'll catch you in the next one. See you guys.